Hey there, welcome to the first vlog of O Beans. It's not going to be one about food, it's one about creating sort of tangible memories from family events and holidays. In such a digital age, it's becoming less trendy to sort of print your 6x4s and sticking them into an album. I always remember sort of the days of sitting with my parents, flicking through our family sort of holiday albums from like our holidays in Greece or Madeira. I used to love them. You know, I loved the feel of just sort of flicking over the pages and the little handwritten captions. But people just we don't do that now. Maybe life has got sort of faster, busier, and it's just become the norm to share our photos and memories on Facebook or Instagram. And you know, I like that, but I also like to turn off sort of electronics and to sit down with a cup of tea and actually look at something sort of physical. And I love books, and that's why I love creating sort of photo books. And for the last 3 sort of holidays that Pete and I have been on, I've created a photo book for each. So this was our first one, and it was a week in Paris, and it's sort of not too thick, 60 pages or so, so colour and black and white photos, and then ticket stubs from sort of museums that we've been into, or from restaurants. Our second one was our holiday in Vienna. Title Entschuldigung, and it was sort of like our only word that we knew, which means excuse me, so we were saying that quite a lot, and we had it said to us quite a bit too. And then the most recent one is our 2-week holiday in Italy. So it's our Italian adventure. It's quite a thick one. It's got 240 pages with a whole load of photos because we take a lot of photos. And it's just from our time in Italy. So in these books we can have sort of the standard sort of 6x4. So we've got 2 photos here, and then sort of a full page as well. So you get different layout options. So they're so easy to make. I use a company called Blurb, but I know that there's quite a few others. But the reason why I like Blurb is because they're really the program's really simple to use. Their sort of website's really sort of straightforward, and they always have really good offers. So I think, although unfortunately we missed it, but over the summer they had 40% off any photo book. So for our Italy book, where the full price was 64 quid, you could have nearly had half price. In the end we had a 15% offer, so that cut it down quite nicely. So to make them, obviously we go on holiday, but you could make yours from like a family event, so a wedding, or your time at university, anything you want to sort of treasure and have a memory of, just bung it in a photo book. Or you could even do it for a whole year, although it would end up being quite a chunky book. So we take loads of photos, and for a typical week I'll take about 1,000 photos, so half on my camera and half on my phone. And then Peter will just he takes just loads of photos. So take loads of photos. The other thing that we love to do is to collect random things from our time abroad, sort of ticket stubs. So we sort of scan in our Eurostar tickets, or sort of a receipt. And I love this receipt because it's from a shop in Paris, and I didn't know the etiquette about buying bread, and I went to go and pick up this sort of roll of bread, and in the end I ended up walking behind the counter, not realising it. it's all in France, in French, and it was scary. And the lady sort of kind of politely told me off. So this receipt is quite a memory, and of course that had to go in our book, so it can be found within this book. Sort of like random things, we're just pop in a folder and make sure we sort of bring them home nicely. So when we get home, I then, we both try and cut down our photos, so to about a third of what we've taken. And then we'll go through all the receipts and our tickets and just take out the ones that we really like, where we get a funny story. They would definitely go in, because they jog your mind, and the book ends up telling this really nice story. So we're scanning those sort of knickknacks, we cut down our photos, and I edit them. So I use Lightroom, so does Peter. But if you're sort of using iPhone photos, you can edit them on your phone. Then it's time to choose sort of the program that you're going to make your photo book with. As I said, I always use Blurb. And so this is, if you go to their website, you get loads of sort of options for the type of book that you can make. So I go for the standard portrait size, and then it's a hardback with sort of the image wrap, but you can get sort of soft cover or paperback. You can also get a dust jacket for them. So using your program, so when you get sort of Blurb, you will then sort of download your editor onto your Mac or computer, and then you can basically, you'll have a template for the book, and then you just get, this is the bit that I love, because you can just get creative really. You just slot in all your photos. Stupid sound error. So slot in your photos and all your tickets and arrange them using the program. Then get that story sort of flowing, so that when you come back in a year later, you go, oh yeah, I remember that. That was so funny. And then so that's it. So you just make it through that program, and then it uploads onto the internet, and you sort of press order. And with Blurb, it can be sort of, I think, maybe 2 weeks for delivery. Although in the end, actually, our Italian one came quite quickly. And it will come through the post, and it would be just such an awesome feeling to know that you created something so sort of lovely and a tangible sort of memory. So we don't really go on holiday. We go on holiday, but what we don't do is we don't really buy a lot when we're there. So we'll eat out, we'll have lots of fun, but we don't come home with lots of random things, you know, I don't know, candlesticks, whatever. We don't really do that, so we don't mind spending, so this was £50. We don't really mind spending that, because that's our present from our holiday. And it will just sit on our shelf, and in, a year, 10 years, 20 years time, it will still be there, and it will just be such a nicer way to remember your holiday by than looking through back on your computer. So I think it's getting more and more important in such a digital age to just step back, to be able to sit down with your cup of tea and enjoy something that you can actually feel and touch, and just to be sort of immersed in a memory of a really nice time. So I really hope that you enjoyed my first vlog. I hope it wasn't too, I don't know, scary. Well, it was a bit scary for me. But if you did, then I will be posting a few more. Feel free to like, subscribe, blah blah blah, then that'd be great. Thanks.